Hi everybody, welcome to Junk Drawer Art with Miss Riley. I am Miss Riley. I hope you guys had a good time making your superhero cuffs yesterday and maybe capes and masks to go with them. It's still a little dreary outside, but it's so one of those kind of nice today because now I can do one with the windows open and it doesn't completely blind you. I think you can see a little bit. So today we are doing World Travel Wednesday, one of my new themes, and we are going to be making Mexican paper flowers. Actually, I say Mexican paper flowers, but paper flowers are really big folk art in many Latin American countries, a lot of countries in South America, a lot of countries in Central America, and Mexico. I'm calling them Mexican paper flowers because, first, let me show you so you know what I'm talking about. So I have like a pretty paper flower. This is one that I just made a few minutes ago. We are going to use tissue paper. I'm going to give you some other ideas if you don't have tissue paper. The tradition of the paper flowers really started with the arrival of tissue paper. It was called papel de China to Veracruz in Mexico in the 1700s. Before that, a lot of the crafts were made with very rough paper that was created from natural bark. So when this paper was brought over by people who were exploring the New World and spreading out, for the first time, the indigenous people of the area were able to make these really special, beautiful, elaborate, delicate flowers. You can see down here, it should be popping up some examples of paper flowers that were created by professionals. It is a style of folk art, and these flowers are usually used to decorate or to celebrate when maybe real flowers are not practical, where they're afraid real flowers are going to die, or maybe if the real flowers aren't available at that time of year. A big day that flowers are used to celebrate is Dia de los Muertos. They use a lot of these paper flowers, a lot of times for religious celebrations, things in churches, funerals, weddings, that you'll see a lot of these really beautiful paper flowers. Some of them look so realistic that you can't even tell the difference between them and real flowers unless you really touch them. So I'm going to show you guys how to make some paper flowers today. One thing I will tell you is if you're thinking already, Miss Riley, I don't have tissue paper. It's okay. You can use newspaper if you want to. Newspaper is very thin and delicate like tissue paper, and you can paint it afterwards. And another thing I was thinking of when I was doing these paper flowers are the coffee filters that we created the other day are really beautiful ones. So I actually was able to take one of them and kind of do a nice little paper flower. I'm going to hold it up so you can see. So what I did was I grabbed my coffee filter. I'm going to actually tilt down so you guys can see what I'm doing now. And I took the coffee filter and I took it here and kind of pinched it up in the center and pushed it down with my hands to kind of create this little cone. And then I was able to take this little chenille stick, or a pipe cleaner we might call them, and wrap it around the tip. John is having dinosaur day, if you hear him. Around the tip to kind of secure it on there. And then you can kind of tilt it up and spread out the flowers a little bit to kind of create a beautiful flower. And if you're saying, Miss Riley, I don't even have pipe cleaners, another fun thing you can do, easy thing you can do if you don't have a pipe cleaner is you can use bread ties from a bread bag. You could use a clothespin to clip it on, or if mom and dad can help you, you can take a paper clip, and I say paper clip because they're sharp, and unwind the paper clip and straighten it out to make a stick to give it a little bit of a stem. So this is something you can do with the coffee filters that you've already made. Still really nice and pretty. What I'm going to show you today is this one. It's a little more elaborate. And I just used it, made it using tissue paper. Now you can buy tissue paper at craft stores, but actually this tissue paper that I got is just from the gift wrap section at Target. That's the cheapest place to get it. It was like 99 cents for a whole pack. So I'm going to show you how to make one with one color and also how to make it if you want to put two colors in like I did with this one. So what you need to do is start with rectangle or square shapes first. So I have a big piece of tissue paper and I'm actually going to take this piece and I'm going to cut it in half. The nice thing about tissue paper is it's folded in the pack, so a lot of times you already have these like little guidelines to cut it. So I'm actually going to put this one aside, and I'm going to use this one for my double layered one, and I'm going to take this one. So I'm actually going to move my camera back down again. so you guys can watch what I do. So what I'm actually going to do here is I'm going to start folding the tissue paper, and I'm going to do, so I've got a rectangle shape, and I'm going to do what I call an accordion fold. So I'm going to take one tab and flip it over like this. So I have a little square, a little rectangle folded. And for my next fold, I'm actually going to pick the piece up and fold it back on itself again. So it's like an accordion, or like those foldy blinds, or like you're making like a paper fan. It would be the same thing. The next one, I'm going to fold back and fold it over on itself again. And I'm just going to keep doing that back and forth. Now, trying to keep them as easy as I can, or as even as I can, sorry, right on top of each other. Now, the only other thing I'm going to need for this is a stapler. So once I've folded it over, and I've got my thin little line, it's all, you can actually pick it up, it's kind of cool to look at, all layered back and forth on top of each other. I'm going to take my stapler that I have here. I'm going to find about the middle, so right about there, pick it up, and put one staple. It should be easy to do. You're thinking, oh no, it's so thick. Yeah, but it's really thin paper. So now what I can do is take, yeah, if you take it, sorry, and fold it up like this, it's going to make a really pretty round fan shape, which is nice. But I got my flower look by actually taking my scissors and taking the end of it and doing a round cut. Nice. And so I just do like a little half circle there to round it off, to round the edges off, and it's going to make it look more like a flower. And do it again, just cutting through all of the layers at the same time. And actually, once you cut that off, it gives you like a pretty cool little decoration you can do with something else with. So I'm going to take my flower, and then I can just pick it up and start to unfold it out. And if you want to, you can actually take these two pieces right here, and I can put another staple to staple them together. So I kind of like stapled those two loose pieces together, and I can do the same up here. I can take these two pieces right here that came together and staple them, and I have a beautiful flower. Let me take it up just a little bit. There you go. So I have this really beautiful flower. I can attach the stem to the back of it. I can kind of pinch it like we did before and kind of twist the stem around it. And we have this beautiful flower. If you want to do a two-layered flower, like I did with my blue one, you follow the same process. I'm going to cut this paper in half. You want your papers to be about the same size, or one can be slightly bigger. And the whole thing is, if you make one slightly bigger, some of the edges can poke out a little bit better. But I'm going to make these two exactly the same size. So what I'm going to do now is the same process that I did before, but this time with 2 sheets of paper. So I'm literally just going to do the over-under, that fan fold, back and forth. Again, putting a staple in the middle, taking my edges, sometimes when you get too many, you might miss a little piece, you just go back and trim it up. So rounding off my edge on this side, and you don't have to just do a round edge like this. If you want to, actually, I could show you guys. I could cut it off like a point and get like a really pokey flower like a dahlia or something that's a little bit spiky. It's up to you. You can make any kind of flower you want. So you can experiment with cutting different edges. So this time, let's see what we get when we have a spiky flower. Hold it in the middle, open it up. Oh yeah, that's gonna look really cool. And actually, let's tilt it up a little bit so you can see me unfold it. So I've got this, unfolding it here. I told you guys I like to take the edges where they come apart and either tape or glue or staple those two loose pieces on both sides together. Take it like that, those two pieces, staple them. Oh no! Sometimes tissue paper tears. You might have to staple it again. There we go. Now the cool thing about having 2 layers is now I can kind of take this layer in the front and even separate them a little bit. You can do 3 colors like this. You could do 4, as many as you want to. And it just looks really pretty and layered. It's got this really nice little, almost 3D, beautiful little flower. These can be hung on string from the ceiling. They can be put on pipe cleaners to make little flowers. You can attach them to clothespins. If you have a grown-up, you could even hot glue them onto clothespins and pin them different places around. So I really hope you guys have a good time today making these beautiful paper flowers and enjoy a little bit of Latin American culture, a little bit of flair in your life. Please send me pictures of these. I would love to see them on Dojo if you're one of my Oakhurst kids. If you're not, you can show them to me on Facebook or on my Twitter or Instagram at CSRileyTeach. I'd love to see the beautiful things you make, and we will be back tomorrow with a little bit of paper weaving. So I hope to see you guys then. Enjoy a little bit of quiet inside time with this dreary weather. The sun will be back out soon, and these will be beautiful and shining until you see the sun. Have a great day. Bye.